Right, it is the firstest ever catch-up of 2024, and there's not much exciting to talk about really on this one. I like having a bit of a chill out. It's been lovely not driving, staying local. There aren't any big matches, to be honest. In what I'm doing, there's not too many matches this time of year that I want to travel for. So it's all been about staying close, and I've been to, where have I been? I've only been to 2 venues. I've been to Chester Lakes, which we've just done our latest live match. It's out already in that one. So if you haven't already, or if you're not a member, get over and have a look at that on the members channel, on the Winning Ways members channel. We did a lovely live match on there. It was going to be freezing and horrible, but it turned out to be really good. But I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, that's where I've been. Chester Lakes. I'll talk about them 3 matches first. I've been there 3 times. I've drawn Alford twice, which is a skimmer lake, and I've drawn Eccleston once, which is more roachy. And I feel like I'm learning every time I go. I've spoken about this again. I think I've talked about this on the live match. The first time I went on Eccleston on the roachy one, it kicked me arse a bit in doing things very wrong in terms of ground bait. I felt like the ground bait was my mistake. And I fed me ground bait, and I fed, what did I feed? I fed lake, black roach, and a little bit of sweet skimmer in it. I might be lying, but I'm sure that's what it was. It was definitely lake and black roach. It might have been Thatcher's instead of sweet skimmer. But anyway, I mean, mix was too active. It's really deep there. It's like 10 foot deep. And I put it in, not stodgy, but wet. But it was still far too active. My peg was fizzing for half an hour after putting my bait in, showing that all the particles and bits were everywhere. And in turn, it messed my peg up. I mean, there were plenty of fish coming in, but it kept the little pains in the bottom off the bottom, and they were an absolute nightmare to catch. Loads and loads of false bites, which happens there anyway. But I was just really inefficient. My ground bait mucked me day up. Oh, squirrel! Squirrel! He's coming to see you. Coming to visit you. And anyway, so yeah, I'd messed up the first one, but I still did all right. I won that lake with 12.5 pound of little tiny roach. I think I caught 1 skimmer, but wasn't the best match, that one. But it led me to think more about my ground bait. And I never drew Eccleston again, the roach one. But by changing my ground bait from that point to a much more inert mix of Thatcher's Dark, sweet skimmer, and something else, and a bit of lake, but I fizzed the lake off. No, black roach that I fizz everything off. So a very, very dark mix, but inactive as well. And mixing it night before, just so it's all dead. So I can put it in and it stays where I want it to be. And the difference it's made is ridiculous. Keeps fish where I want it. I can top up, they stay on the bottom, and I'd miss them false bites. So it's a nice little learning bit. The second thing I've learned massively about is where you have to fish. Because it's really weird lakes. In the deep, they go down to like 12 foot. What are you doing? You can go and get some food for the squirrel, Andrew, yes. You go and feed your squirrel. What are you feeding him? You give him some bread. That's for ducks, and you feed ducks to bread. Squirrel! He's here, eh? They're always proper little fat boys. If I was a squirrel, I'd live at Old Off. It's where all the fat ones live, innit? That's what happens. Anyway, they plumb off really weird. They're really steep slopes that you almost can't fish on. Like your plummet barely sticks on them, only on a few pegs. So I've learned to fish it at the bottom of that slope, which is like a weird length, sort of. It's anywhere between 8 and 11 metres. It's not worth fishing anywhere else. It's ridiculous how good it is. And I do put a long line in as well, that I'm learning my long line. I'm not going to eat the bread. The long line just becomes somewhere to go when you've topped up your short line. So you fish your short line out, top it up, go on your long line 5 minutes. You might catch 2 or 3 fish. You might catch 3 or 4 pound on that long line throughout the day. But it's this shorter line, still in full depth, still in 10 foot. It's ridiculous, and it's because it is the only feature the fish can live in. I mean, around the lakes it looks great with all trees and things, but because of the severity of the slope, the fish don't live on them. They live at the bottom of this slope. As I've had 2 brilliant matches. I've had the live match that we filmed. I had a mega day there. That was just the start of learning about this slope. We had 37 pound there, and then I went again yesterday and had a mega day fishing. Exactly the same. I just drew an even better peg, if that's possible too. I've been drawing my plums off as well. I need to throw that comment in. But I drew 13 on Alford, which is like the end peg sort of thing against these trees. And it was amazing. I fished that short line all day for 41 pound of skimmers, roach, and I had 8 bream as well. A mega day. And that's what it's all been about. It's all been about silvers. I want to keep my hand in, fishing for silvers until Meadowlands is done. So we've got the 10 grand final at Meadowlands at the end of February. And I've got a festival that week as well. We're there, the festival, the Monday, Tuesday, and then the last Sunday in February, I think it is. We've got the 10 grand on the Flyer TV final here, so I want to keep my head on for silvers predominantly. So the only other match I have fished though, away from silvers, was a carp match up at Steve's place. I mean, very rarely get to fish Lymm. Again, lovely one, 15 minutes from my house. I went there on the bottom lake, and this lake's, I can't believe how much it changes. I mean, I've lived there all my life. That's where I've been, Lymm, from since I was 20. I've gone Lymm. I've never missed a month when I've not been to Lymm once. I know how the lake behaves, and it still amazes me how fish change. In that we net Steve's place probably every 2 or 3 years, we net it. Take all our little silvers out, and they go to the angling clubs in the area, things like that, but it keeps the fish happy. However, we'd net it and you wouldn't see a skimmer in the lake. And there was an odd, decent one, but not many. Very, very few skimmers in the lake. Now, however, out of nowhere, Steve's not stocked any, it is rammed with skimmers. And the big silly things as well, they're like 8 ounce to 1.5 pounds, maybe a 2 pounder if you're lucky. But there's so many of them. Like really, really so many of them. And I had the loveliest day ever. We went and fished there. I sat the open match. We were on the bottom lake, on the pleasure lake, which is that deep. Whole lake's that deep, unbelievable, and it's clear as well, so you think you wouldn't get a bite. But I've had the nicest day ever, fishing a pole at, I think I caught like 14 metres, just with like old school expanders and micros, trying to catch F1s, but I just caught these skimmers instead. And I've ended up with 10 F1s, probably 25 skimmers for nearly £60. I mean, lovely, lovely, lovely day. I didn't win that one. Jack Trainer won that one with £60. I had £57 of mine, but the nicest day ever. But yeah, I mean, not a lot to report on this time, but that's all it's about this time, isn't it? Chilling out, staying local, catching a few fish, going on the right days as well. I've been very, very sensible. That squirrel's a proper little fat boy, isn't he? He's massive. It's like a flipping beaver, isn't it? Isn't it? Look, that tree nearly fell over then. He's massive. But still, yeah, keeping things local, not championship, was just enjoying fishing in it. Not going on the dodgy days. But yeah, ready for the chaos to say. So yes, first catch up of the year. It will get a lot more active. Rich is all over it. He's getting the squirrel. Yeah, boy. Go on, the squirrels.
Love bread.
So yeah, we'll crack on. Hopefully the year will get a lot more exciting very soon, and I'll catch up with you again next month.
Yeah! Okay then, you lovely lot. For your chance to win a year's supply of any bait of your choice for 99p, simply click the link in the description below and that will take you where you need to go. Yeah! These are mine. Ta-da!